a lot that goes into it. It has more to do with options on ES, and so it is almost completely inverse correlated to NASDAQ. So when you it has certain levels that you can pay attention to, and so you can see kind of here on the quick reference. I added this in for you guys so that you'll be able to use it anywhere between 15 and 20 is balanced. When you're between 20 and 25, you're going to be leaning more towards short, going short and selling. 25 to 30 shorts only. Anytime it gets up above 30, that's like panic mode, you know what I mean? And so if you go back and look, oh, that's gonna change all of them. All right, if I come back here and look, see it, it's times where like it gets up in here, and I would say like down in here, you see like these areas here. That's where, look, this is below 15 right here. So you see, once it gets down into here, this is like we're looking strictly for buys. I can guarantee this thing was just flying when it was here. Now once that starts turning around, we can use that kind of as an inverse to look for sells. So it's just a little way to add some confluence to it. But this is the moneymaker right here, and you wouldn't know unless you have it on your chart, and that's why I'm doing this. This is what you'd consider the panic zone right here, right? When the VIX gets way up here above these levels, 25, 30, that's like panic zone. And that's where the market's going to get very volatile. It's typically putting in major lows at times like that. And if you go back to the 20th of November, you can go and see what that looked like. What did I say, November 20th? Oh, I had to go on this one. I don't know how well we're going to be able to see this, but without taking everything off, there it is. No, that's December. There it is right there. You see how the market had just dropped way out during this time, and you see how I've got them matched to color code together. So in these areas here, this is where we're thinking we got to be buying. We got to be buying. And see, the VIX actually gave a buy. This indicator here gave a buy signal coming out of that low area there, right? And so look for shorts. Look for shorts. See, it just walked us through this whole process. When the market is extreme, we're not always going to need to use this, right? This isn't going to, like right now, no clear signal, use price action. That means we are business as usual right now. But when we wake up one morning and we go and we look at the screen and it's red, right? When it's red like this, we're going to know, okay, you know what? We're dealing with some interesting times, and we want to be really paying attention. It's going to help us to create a bias. So I got a whole big plan for it all. Combining that with what we're already doing, it's going to be easy. Oh, there's another winner. I told y'all these Titans, man.
I got here just after the open. I heard you took a trade at 968. Was that just because you went off the London low?
You know it. Gave us 25 points with a little double dip in action too. We actually TP'd on this first candle. It hit it, came back up and hit it, touched it again, and then came back and went back in there again. And now, oh, I didn't even realize there was my second trade, and I missed it.
You missed it. Yeah. You saw that one hit.
Yeah.
And it barely ticked too. It was like literally like less than a point away to your target on the 25.
Oh no, I would this one. I would have won this one too. I would have entered there. Stop. 25 points right there. I would have.
Oh no, it hit it. What I was saying is like it just came down, just passed through it by like 2 ticks, and then it went up. Yeah.
Well, whatever. I missed my second trade, but that's all right. So I would have been done for the day, but I'll grab me one here in a second. There's 25. I love these little trades right here. They've been really paying. But we got plenty of levels. Look, got this level. This level right here, I was thinking maybe we see defense here. I mean, if we continue to go down, maybe we see some defense here. where are we? NASDAQ. Let me go. Let's see the daily chart. We already put in like a nice wick at the bottom. We've got a big bullish candle right here. We've broken the highs of everything. So, it's possible we could continue to go up, but I don't know, all those volume levels were down here. Untouched. You gonna leave them there? All right, so far all of our Titans have won this morning. Every single Titan since we opened up. This is Titan 2.0. I want to show you something that if we were running it regular, this is what it used to look like. This is what it would have looked like before, right? So we would have had all these overlapping signals. Now, this one did win, right? So first one won, second one would have won. So first one won, second one would have won, third one would have won, this one would have lost. This one would have lost, and then this one would have lost right here. So we would have had basically kind of like the same result, right? We would have ended up with a couple wins and a couple losses if we would have not had the Titan 2.0. I just like this. It keeps us a whole lot cleaner.
Hey, Ken, is that the new upgrade on the Titan, the 2.0?
Yeah, it is. So what you're seeing is the trades happening based on the new Titan version. And all I did was I just went in, I added volume. I did my normal stuff, that I've been doing with more of the recent stuff. I've added volume into it. I've added different little bits of logic that just made sense to me to filter it out. You guys can turn your filters off. You can try on, off, things like that. But if, what I'll be paying a lot of attention to moving forward is the results that we're getting on the Titans. And then like I'm just going to keep monitoring them just like we do every day. We're already here trading, so I'm going to just keep an eye on them. And if they're performing perfectly, but there's not a ton of trades, but they are quality and they're profitable and proven to be able to get the job done, I'll really be leaning on that when we start looking at reports and I'm looking at y'all's trades and I'm saying, okay, what did you do this week? If you're just out there doing your own thing and you've turned the filters off and you're taking basically you turn the only, think about it like this. The only reason I could imagine somebody would turn the Titan filter off is because they want access to more trades, right? Now, if you turn the filter off so that you get access to more trades, means that you end up encountering more losers and then therefore you're not profitable. It just wouldn't make sense, right? And we'll have some hard proof right there, like, hey, what you're doing does not make sense. We don't need to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to do it like this. So really excited to see what it looks like moving forward. I've done a bunch of back testing, but I don't really care for that. I want to see it moving forward, see what it looks like, see what it, when we're actually trading here on the chart.
Yeah, Ken, I gave it a try last night, overnight trading, and I noticed a huge difference. All the signals were very, very quality. Like every single one moved fast, right to the TP. Like it was night and day difference. So I'm hoping other people feel the same way because that filter really did quiet a lot of the noise. And I'm one of those people who sometimes second guesses, like, is this the right movement? Like, are we going, are we trending the right way? Like, are we going into that signal or this signal? No, this is making it so much easier to look, plan, and not overtrade. So I think it's already helping a lot.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And hopefully as time goes on, we could build some more confidence. I mean, the Titan, it's already a good system, but it does give a lot of signals, and some of them win, some of them lose, and you can make it work, but you got to leverage the trade plan. I mean, and we've seen that. We already know that. We already know that. So
Exactly.
all right. All right. I got my chart. Let's see here. Got addits open. Sorry, guys. I'm going to mute myself. I'm eating grapes. Okay, I'm back. I had to go change. I live in Arizona. It's cold when you wake up, warm very, very shortly after that. All right. Oh, we lost a Titan. A Titan has been taken down. All right, so we won 2 and we lost 1 so far. And I may not always keep this up, but right now I'm keeping all 3 of these up because I want to pay attention to, I want to see if there's any reason to watch or care about if signals pop up all at the same time. See how right now it's not set in stone yet, but signals are trying to, pop, or they're not going to now, but they're trying to pop up all at the same time. So if that happens, I'm just tracking it, keeping track of it, and seeing if there's any relevance. Like, okay, every time we see 3 signals at one time, they seem to really win. Or every time we see, NASDAQ and MNQ at the same time, they always win. Stuff like that. Thank you. All right, we're kind of at like an interesting area here. This happened before open, but at what would this be? 6, 7, 8, 8 o'clock. There was about over 400 contracts bought right here at this current price. Well, now we're above it at 119. So this whole area right here is definitely something worth watching, I think. 119. So 119, 120 area. And I said, what did I say? It was at 6. Isn't that crazy? You'd never even know. Just looking at the candle, you'd never know that there was that much volume inside of there. It was actually it was actually in this candle right here, this little red one. $400 contracts. Let's see what buy orders. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I mean, why they all pop in right there? If it's sometimes I wonder if it's a stop loss or if it's somebody going in.
Apex is extending their sale until February 18th. 80% off and 75% PA fees.
Looking for a 40.
Hey, Bill, your mic's hot.
Seems to follow us around this creek so
Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take off my. I had a little thing come up. My kids were getting ready for school, and then the mom came. I had to go handle it. All right, nothing happened since I was gone.
I just said Apex is extending their sale till February 18th.
All right.
Coming up to your other level, Ken.
Say that again.
Running hot. We're coming up to your other level at 214.
Oh. Whew. Out of breath. Running all over the place. Let's see here. Yeah, it sure is. We got that level, and we're kind of like this. Well, I guess that wouldn't be good for that. I'll leave it alone as it is. I hate it when it does that. It's like who knows? How do they know I was gonna do something there? It feels weird because I have so much stuff. Like I have so much stuff up on my and I have so much new stuff up on my screen. I'm trying to stay like calm and relaxed, but it feels so different because I've got so much different stuff up here. But really, it's just the same. I've just got Titans but it feels different.
When you see stuff like this, Ken, it gets super close, and then let's just say it pulls back down to where your profit, your TP was going to be. Do you skip it after that then, or do you still take it?
It would depend on what it does because, like, see if it came down like what it's doing right now, basically. Because like I mean, it's almost to the TP if it would have triggered. So I actually at open, I really like to snag these little tops and bottoms here. But once we've done the open manipulation stuff, I actually prefer for prices to be like this and then pop out, right? And then tag it. So if it would kind of hang out and start consolidating a little and then reach up, kind of like a fake break and tag into there, that's what I'd really prefer. If it just does a shallow pullback and then continues up, I kind of feel like it's got some steam, you know what I mean? And then, again, like that's why I've also got this VIX on here because I'm trying to keep an eye on that to see how much relevance it has. But yeah, I mean, just like this little shallow pullback right here. Yeah, it kind of makes me I'm not as likely to want to hop into it. Like I don't have an order out right now. I could put it that way. Right? I don't have a pending order sitting there.
Okay, cool.
Take a look at the order flow real quick too. We got we actually are net negative for the session on NASDAQ and I mean on the mini and the micro version. Although we're up. I think we're up. Oh, we're basically kind of right at the that's interesting too. We're kind of right at the open. Yeah, it bounced off the open. That's funny. You guys have a good weekend. I'm sure most of you are probably watching football, huh?
Yep.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good time. We actually just went over to some family's house. Real low key, nothing crazy, just ate food. Just ate, watched we didn't I actually didn't even watch the whole game. I watched up past till halftime and then watched a little bit into it and I was like, you know what? I had some fitness goals I had to hit because I told you I'm not gonna miss, and I still had about a good mile or so that I needed. So I said, let's go home and let's.
I went to the gym.
My
I did
gym.
yoga.
Go ahead.
So I did, so I could make up for what was going to happen in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that was a good idea. I didn't think about it. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be sitting a lot, just sitting there watching the game. So yeah, I was at like my goal is 10,000 steps every day, and then I got some other goals that are in there as well. But like, yeah, I was like, man, I'm at 8,000. We're gonna have to do some walking. So we came home, and then we decided to go try to find some tacos, and then we couldn't find any tacos. So then we went somewhere else and ate, and then we went on a walk. That's good though.
What were those pictures at where the kids were posing with the bear and on top of the bike?
Oh, that's a place over here called Shields. It's like
Okay.
y'all might call it like a Bass Pro Shop or a Gander Mountain, or if any of those ring a bell, it's kind
Yeah.
of like that. And Shields, they built
Yeah.
it a few years ago. It was a huge deal, and they've got a bunch of like taxidermy type of stuff there. They have everything.
Mhm.
They have like a food place inside of there, a candy shop inside of there, anything and everything. It's almost like a sporting goods store too. So like you can get hunting stuff there. You can get soccer, baseball, football, hunting. There's
Mhm.
guns. There's tons and tons of guns there. So it's connected to the mall here where I live at. So it's you could actually just go. You could go in there and hang out, and then you could go to the mall and walk around. So
I used to live at Gander Mountain. And I used to fish a lot.
oh yeah, yeah.
I used to be in there buying fishing rods.
That's funny. I haven't seen one of those since they don't have those in Arizona that I know of, but in Texas they have them.
Mm-hmm.
Darren, you see what I mean? You see what I'm saying about that?
Yeah.
The difference. So I didn't trade that when I just didn't get in it. I mean, it could still work, but it's just how it's just how I feel about it and then on top of that, you can see here VIX just pushing down. This will make a whole lot more sense once I explain this to you guys. Once I break this down, this whole VIX situation here, it'll make a whole lot more sense why I've got that on here too. It's not just like there's a lot that goes into this. You can look it up yourself, but it's who is it? CBOE volatility or VIX. If you look that up, you can see how it's calculated and why you'd use it. Or you can just wait till the webinar and I'll break it down to you guys. I got divergence in Delta right now. All right, that's awesome. Let's see here. Mia, are you on the call? Is Mia in the house?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations on your payout.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. All right, so let's see here. I'm reading the rest of it right now. Where does Apex notify if it's been sent? You should be getting it in your email. You should get an email update. When did you request it?
I requested it Thursday.
Yeah, you should. Have you checked your back office to see if it says approved?
That's what I was saying. I don't even know where to go to see.
So if you go, you got to go click around in there. You'll find an area that says payouts, and then it'll tell you the status of it. But also, you should get an email. You should have gotten an email, pretty much like, I mean, at least within 24 hours. I know what Apex does. A lot of the stuff I noticed they do is at end of the day, like when the market reset happens, then they send a lot of that stuff out. So if you said you did it on Thursday?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, check your email, check your spam, check everywhere to make sure and see if you've gotten any email from them. And then click around in the back office until you find a section called payouts. And then you'll see inside of there, it'll tell you if it's approved.
Okay. I'll double check again. I haven't checked this morning yet.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, keep us in the loop. Congratulations. All right, what are we coming up to now? We're hitting London highs. I know I see a Titan that just came through right here, but with the filter, it filtered it out.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to buy up until maybe 11 o'clock or 11:30. What do you think?
Oh yeah, look, we're already at 10. Let's see, where did 10 o'clock? What did 10 do? 10 o'clock gave us a weird little candle. Well, I mean, we still have our Asian sessions all the way up here. I mean, so we could, if again, if we stay
Asian pies.
bullish, because look, this is the daily chart right here. So a daily chart, we've come down, we made lows, and in the same candle, we come up and we beat the highs of that. Then we've opened, and throughout today and overnight, we've put in a little wick down here. And and then there we are. So we've already made a high, and then we went and made a low, and so it is most definitely possible. It's most definitely possible. See, I saw something yesterday when Trump had said something about I don't really get into all this, but he did. Somebody was talking some crap on him, and they were sharing a post saying, oh, look at what the president said, no, this and that. And in that post I had seen him mention something about, he was like 401k, stock market highs, and this and that. And in my mind, I was like, is that a subliminal message? Is that like a little, like, because he does that type of stuff. He'll say things like, the stock market's going to be at an all-time high, this or that. And then sure enough, the stock market does go make an all-time high very shortly afterwards. So when I don't care about all the drama and all this other stuff. I don't care at all about that. But I saw that one thing, and that one thing where it said, stock markets are at a high and 401ks will be at a high, or they're at a high or something like that. I was like, I wonder if he's insinuating that we're about to get that next push, because like the last couple times he said the stock market's at an all-time high or will be at an all-time high, very quickly after it went up there and did that. So when we're not far, I mean, we're in, what are we at right now?
I heard what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
know
about.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
I was just like, why did he say that? Like, is there, maybe I'm just getting messed up because of all this internet stuff, but I'm starting to read in between the lines. But I was like, that out of everything that happened, that was the one thing I picked up on. There's a nice little run off that level there. No, it was a different 25-point level.
Hey, Ken, I noticed that you mentioned the VIX. The VIX is dropping, so it looks like NQ is moving opposite of what the VIX is doing too.
Exactly.
That's really, really interesting.
Look, keep an eye on this part right here. See, VIX falling, ES and NQ rising. Right.
Yep.
So if you keep an eye on that right there.
So is YM. YM is going up. I'm in that right now. I'm in MYM right now, up $109. Just letting it ride.
Yeah.
I'm just moving my stop loss. I got 2 contracts on it. So.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of liquidity up at 25,300. I'm just looking at the map here. The biggest nearest order I see on MNQ is up at 300. Now on NASDAQ, there's a little liquidity right above where we're at currently. I can't see the price for some reason. It won't show it to me. I can't move up there. It's basically where we're at right now, to 25 area. But then there's like, oh, that's too far away. Then there's like a big pocket of liquidity just hanging out, just chilling down at like 0.75. So I don't know what that's about. And then another thing I'm gonna do is like, see, I know that this is live and that it updates pretty much pretty live. But a lot of the research that I found online also showed that, like with the VIX, that some people don't even look at it like live, that it's actually more of like a beginning of the day type of thing, or strictly just like, only if it's at a key level, like if it's at a 15 or at a 20, like they're not really interested in taking any actual signals from the VIX unless it's at or around one of those key levels there. that it's just more likely to be volatile, things like that. So, but the best way to nail this down is just to keep it on the chart and keep an eye on it and just watch it. Just sit there and watch it, and sooner or later, we do this every day. We're gonna see stuff. Either get rid of it or we'll use it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to find out who's got that mic. If anyone and everyone, just mute your mics if you're not talking. Matt, with this let's see, Matt, yeah, Matt, with this new version of the Titan, I feel like the old days when we're waiting for an extreme signal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're just sitting there waiting forever. We just had a POC shift. Yeah, just sitting
I
there.
definitely remember that too.
Like at least with those though, we knew where they were coming. You know what I mean? Like we knew the levels. Like we're like, okay, finally we're heading up to them. With this, it's a total surprise. But y'all see, I added that ghost signal in there, so at least we start getting like a pre signal. We always had the pending, but now we have like a little pre signal as well. So yeah.
I think coming from those extremes days, it's kind of a good training. Now I feel like I'm more disciplined than I was back then. So I'm like way excited when I'm seeing these signals come up on the Titan. I'm like, oh, this is quality, and I can execute the way I should, mechanically, without having to worry about like, is this a good one or a bad one?
Right.
Probably are good ones.
Then,
exactly.
And then the other thing too with the extremes is every single one of those was a reversal. You know what I mean? It was just like every one of them. So it's like you're just watching it fly up to that level. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna go here. Just trust it.
Exactly. You would know, like, oh, is it going to drop back down or is it going to pop up? Like, and you always hope, you wait for that last minute, and sometimes it'd go the opposite direction, and you get frustrated after waiting so long.
Yeah, I'll probably break that thing out again at some point and see if I can't do some kind of optimizing on that as well.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see, especially since that's the reason why we had the Titan too. Remember, is like we had the extremes, and then we had the other options. That might help in between the extremes, and so kind of cool to see if that gets tweaked too on the extreme.
Yeah, I'm counting all of these up. 1, 2, 3. So it's like 10 of them. It is such a smaller number of trades. It is crazy, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it exactly the way. I think I want to add a little bit of flexibility to the filters because I've put 1, 2, 3. There are 4 different type of filters that are working on the Titan right now, and one of those includes so 3 of those are kind of wrapped up inside of the Titan filters, and then one of them is the volume filter. So there's a total of 4, and I was thinking about splitting them to where we have filter 1, 2, 3, and then the volume filter would be number 4, and then that way we could add a little bit of flexibility to it, where maybe you find that you want to let a little bit more of those trades in, so you do a couple of the filters instead of all of them. So it again, it's just one of those things that we got to kind of watch it with time and see what produces the best results, and then go from there. So definitely not done with it yet. I know it cuts a lot of them out, but I mean, you guys have access to it. You can go through and look at all the results. I'd rather have good quality trades than 1,000 trades just scattered like a machine gun, all throughout there.
And as weird as it sounds, having less trades, it almost feels like I have less FOMO if at least I'm on the chart and I'm watching it form and get ready, and so we know how few they are. It's better to be more attentive during those times, that you're trading. So that kind of thing, I think, actually makes FOMO kind of go away, kind of counterintuitively. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you know how good they are, so you're going to take that advantage of that time and take that trade.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah, this total psychologically, it totally helps. I agree with you on that.
Good.
Definitely.
So we just got a little bit of a divergence here between MNQ and ES and NQ and ES. So some divergence between those. Let's see how that looks here. I see. We had lower lows on MNQ and NQ while we had higher highs on ES. So you see that's why now I've got this set to a three point or a pivot point of 3. So it's not going to actually produce the signal until the third candle opens and it can identify an actual pivot on the left and the right. Otherwise, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. It'd be a lot of false signals, but you can see that one started to develop right here, and I've seen it just start eating up through there. What I want to see, and I can't wait to trade some of them, is Titans right in around one of those. That's what I'm excited to do. So this is where the divergence was identified. This is where you would have actually seen it because of that 3-point pivot. See it 1, 2, 3. I have to show it on the third one. Otherwise, this isn't this might look like a pivot, but then if this can't, I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, pivot," and then it all of a sudden drops down below there. So if we at least give it 1, 2, and then the third candle, and then print it, that should reduce some of the false signals. It is trying to set up a Titan right here. A little up high, but we'll see if it comes through or not. 8:30. I will be right back, guys. I gotta talk to my son about something. Hey guys, I'm here, but I'm working on something right now. So if you I'm just leaving the screen up so we can see some stuff come up and you guys can use the data here. If you need something, let me know. I'm just bouncing around working on some things. I am supposed to be getting off at 10:30, but here I am. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. I'm trying to get my schedule down right to where I'm spending about 1 hour. I don't think I need more than 1 hour on this call each morning. Especially if I can get my trades in. So hopefully that'll encourage everybody to get in, show up right at the prime time for trading. We take our trades together. In a perfect world, between open and 1 hour in, which is where we're at, we should be able to get a couple trades and then we can just be done. So today had a couple Titans come through. We had 2 wins, 1 loss. Same here, 2 wins, 1 loss. We had our trading levels, which we won. That this is huge right here. This was like, I mean, man, if you coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? That would have been huge. But I snagged just a little bit off of that. Missed this one, but hopefully you guys got it. It all happened in the first candle there. And here we are. What's up? Somebody's got a question?
Well, if you're spending 1 hour and leaving, I'm spending 1 hour and leaving. You stay longer, I'm staying longer.
Deal. All right. Well, I guess it'll fully depend on how much fun we're having, huh? Right now, market ain't doing anything. So you guys got it. Plus I got the webinar today anyway. So got the webinar here in about an hour and 20 minutes. Probably be a good idea for all the mentorship people to show up on there. Obviously we've got some new stuff, so I'll go over all of that and get us all set up for the week. We have news this week. We have new levels this week. We have a lot to look forward to. So webinar is in an hour. It's at 12 o'clock. For anyone new in here that's going to attend the webinar, look inside of the mentorship tab. You'll see a little section called webinars. And at the time of the webinar, literally on the dot or right around there, 12 o'clock, I'll drop the link and you can join the Zoom just like that. I will record it. So if anybody cannot attend the webinar, but you have major questions like you're not able to set up indicators, you can't see something on your chart, something that's stopping you from being able to do what you need to do, and you can't make the webinar, if you'll tell me now, go start a support ticket, drop a message and tell me what you need, I will do it in the webinar and I'll record it, and then you guys can go and watch that recording. So I can, who was it? I think it's Dave on here. Let me see. Dave. I don't think he's on here. Well, yeah. So yeah, if you guys have, if you have questions, go ahead and send me a ticket. I'll make sure to cover it in the webinar. I will see you guys there.
See you then. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Later.
Thank you very much.